Hey, what's up, people? So, I've been sitting back a little bit, just trying to figure out what's going on for us with this Deontay Wilder and Eddie Joshua thing, right? And I've been listening to Eddie Hearn a lot, and I've said repeatedly that I don't really like Eddie Hearn because he's a master manipulator. He basically, like they said, playing with fans' emotion. See, there's people that's old enough or that's older who want to see the fight, but they may never live to actually see the fight because of the delay. This might be something that they've been wanting for a very long time, right? And so you got people like Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua who's basically delaying fights because they don't want to fight a person because they're afraid of losing. And I'm not understanding. I mean, that's the risk that you take as a boxer. You can possibly lose to Alexander Povetkin, but you don't want to sit there and fight Deontay Wilder, and then you will turn down a $50 million guarantee, which is mind-boggling to me because you've never had that ever. Nobody's ever had that, and to be the first, and then you decline that. So, like I said, I've said that repeatedly already. Despite how bad that the fight done, you got your money, your $50 million up front. And it's up to Wilder's team to figure out how to generate that revenue. And you got Eddie Hearn. This dude has lied so much. And then you got people that's in the UK, which, you know, I love the people in the UK as well, but they follow this man blindly. So he can say one thing today, oh, they didn't show proof of funds. And then you got people in the UK, well, he needs to show proof of funds. He ain't got proof of funds. Then you go back, Eddie Hearn, go back, oh, well, they showed me the proof of funds, but I just didn't ask for it. And then they say, well, why won't he show the proof of funds? Well, Eddie Hearn didn't ask for the proof of funds. He wanted to be in the Cardiff, or he wanted to be this, or whatever else Eddie Hearn come up with. The fans just roll with it, right? And I understand why. Is because they have more of a emotional connection with Anthony Joshua. They're afraid of the big black Deontay Wilder, this muscular man who basically has his own mind. They're afraid that he will go as this unstoppable person that can't be beat, and they want to see, like Floyd Mayweather, they want to see Deontay Wilder beat. They want to see him beat. They will prefer somebody that's a lot more humble, like Anthony Joshua, to be the Deontay Wilder stopper, right? Without actually physically seeing the fight. So it's like this imagination that they prefer to carry on as opposed to having to fight. A lot of people are actually happy now that the fight is not even taking place. They happy. I see a lot of UK fans that say that Wilder doesn't even deserve to fight. So you mean to tell me Alexander Povetkin deserves this fight? You mean to tell me that Takam deserves a fight over Deontay Wilder? You mean to tell me that Joseph Parker deserves a fight over Deontay Wilder? You mean to tell me that Dillian White deserves a fight over Deontay Wilder? All these people deserve a fight before Deontay Wilder does. And the stipulation that you placing on Deontay Wilder, you have not placed on any other fighter. This is fear. The people in the United States, they go off actions. They don't go off what your logic is. We go off what you are displaying, your actions. Your action is showing that you are scared to fight Deontay Wilder because based on what you said, give me $50 million, I would sign the contract tomorrow. And then you turn around and say, I'm not going to sell my soul for $50 million. What type of crap is that? Like, I'm trying to understand. Like, you really don't want the fight. You didn't expect him to come up with the money, but he came up with the money. And now you basically moving the goalposts, as Deontay Wilder would say. You're moving the goalposts. Why? Because you sit there and you act as if you want to have this fight, but you really don't want to have this fight. And it's all fear. And I've never seen somebody react in this way and turn down this much money because he's not a Floyd Mayweather. I mean, yeah, he's making, good money in the UK, but don't nobody know him out here. In fact, he's Anthony Johnson out here. That's what they call him, Anthony Johnson. They don't even really know this man's name. And so, since they're basically not trying to give us the fights that we're asking for as fans, the best thing to do is to actually boycott. Don't even watch it. Because a lot of fans believe that they don't have the ability to actually sway the boxing world in the way that they wanted to be done. See, the thing is, back then, you didn't really have to sit there and force these fights because they wanted to fight. Ali wanted to prove that he was the best, so he wanted to fight the best. He called out the best, right? It was no ducking. Anthony Joshua, he's a whole nother breed. Like, he's making UK look very, very weak and bad. Lennox Lewis was a bad man. That man, he been wanted Tyson. He wasn't shunning from that. I mean, it didn't happen right away because of other factors, but he wanted that fight. Tyson wanted that fight. You know what I'm saying? And then it was people like the promoters who was holding things up, and then they didn't even really fight in their prime. See, Mike Tyson wasn't the same when he fought Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are both in their prime, so I don't understand what is the problem. Oh yeah, I forgot. The problem is Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is worrying about his bottom line. He really does not care about Anthony Joshua at all. And in the process, it's destroying the sport of boxing because people like me, even though I love boxing, I am saying forget it. When a fight even come out, I don't even want to watch it. I might catch it on the replay. That's what I'm saying to myself, and I'm saying that I lost interest. It's not going to be a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. It's not going to be that. He's basically running people off in the sport of boxing to watching it. People don't even want to watch it now. So the casuals that's coming and they like, oh, okay. Oh, this dude good. Oh, this dude good. Oh, yeah, I'll pay. For the people who actually is the first time watching it. And they like, I'll pay. All right. But when they gonna fight? And then you got people that's like, man, this dude don't want to do it. Like, he don't want to fight. This person trying to make the fight, but the promoter is constantly moving the goalposts, acting like this person don't want the fight when he do. And he just making excuses. And Eddie Hearn is just manipulating everybody. And he's lying. And he don't even, acknowledge the fact that he got caught up in his lie. He make up other stuff, which is stupid to me, because this dude, bro, he's bad. He's bad for the sport, and he the reason why promoters will actually be obsolete. Definitely the reason. So the thing is, you need to get rid of people like Eddie Hearn, and then he's still trying to figure out a way to where he get Deontay Wilder to help him build his app, even after all this mistreatment that he's basically doing to Deontay Wilder. He thinks that he can dangle a little bit more money in his face and that he's going to take it. He's not even going for it. Your whole purpose is, oh, okay, well, he don't want to join the zone. Okay, well, I'm not going to get him this Anthony Joshua fight. So he's doing it out of spite. And then I don't understand how you convince Anthony Joshua to not take a $50 million upfront guaranteed fight. So you ain't even got to worry about that. That will be his biggest payday. Since everybody want to worry about Joshua, just sign the contract. This would be your biggest payday ever. Nobody is saying the fact that AJ will also have his highest payday ever. Because if it's $100 million fight and you were only giving a person, well, now it would be $15 million. So you basically getting 85%. And you will be getting $85 million. That's not your highest payday? That's not his highest payday? To all the fans that always say Deontay Wilder is getting his highest payday ever. But what about Anthony Joshua? He wouldn't make that money without Deontay Wilder. So it's a deflection amongst the fans. They don't want to see the fight because they know the possibility that Anthony Joshua will get knocked out. And they don't want to see that. Just like Errol Spence knocked Kell Brook out. And remember they were calling him Jeff Lacy, right? Well, if he was Jeff Lacy, he came back 2.0 because he definitely beat the brakes off of Kell Brooks. We need these fights, man. We definitely need a big fight to draw people back into the sport of boxing. Because the sport is dying as we know it. Because the best does not want to fight the best. You only have a few Errol Spences, and you only have a few Deontay Wilders, and you have very few Terrence Crawfords. These are 3 fighters that I named who's willing to fight anybody to prove that he's the best, that they're the best. I don't know very many. You got people running like Keith Thurman. You got people running like Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. You got the Anthony Joshua's in the heavyweight. I respect Dillian White for his willingness to actually want to fight Deontay Wilder. But the only reason why Eddie Hearn was pushing Dillian White onto Deontay Wilder is for the simple fact that he wants to unify in the UK. He want a unification between Anthony Joshua and he want a unification with Dillian White. Those two fight each other. He never had in mind to fight Deontay Wilder, at least until damn near towards the end of his career, where he already milked him dry. You see, in the fact that Anthony Joshua does not see a snake who is venomous to not just only the sport, he's venomous to him because he's not making his full potential. If he leave him and deal with somebody like Al Heyman, that man will be probably well on his way to being at least a half a billion. He would get at least a $500 million. But you cannot make that type of money when you got people who slick and doing things under the table and making money on the side off of Anthony Joshua. And so one of the things that I will say is, in order to bring the sport of boxing back, the fans have to take control by demanding fights. And if they don't get the fights that they want to, then don't watch it. Do not watch it. Because if they continue to get the revenue and make the fights that they want as opposed to what the fans want, this is always going to be the case. But it's a tricky situation in this one because you got the UK fans who actually don't even want to see if Anthony Joshua can beat Deontay Wilder. They just want to live with the idea that Anthony Joshua can beat Deontay Wilder. And so when they don't make the fight, man, they elated. They're very excited. They're happy. And you got the Deontay Wilder fans who are pretty much mad because I'm not really a fan of neither. I'm a fan of the sport, as I say. I'm a fan of sports, period. And so that's the only thing that I want to happen is for the best to fight the best so we can get the sport back to where it used to be back in the Mike Tyson days, the Muhammad Ali days, and everybody, is enjoying the sport. Because the only time we shouldn't look forward, we should not look forward to watching the boxing matches when Canelo Alvarez fight or a Charlo fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing that Errol Spence is starting to get the recognition that he deserved. But for the most part, man, I think the route that most fighters are going in, like Shawn Porter having a direct shot at the IBF, but he's saying that he don't want to lose his place to get the WBC. Keith Thurman relinquished what he basically got stripped of. And so, I just think that he's his way of conducting himself, Shawn Porter, is just hurting the sport of boxing. And so, that's all I'm saying, man. The destruction is near. If this continues, I can see that the sport of boxing being a very, very, very obsolete sport, and in a direction would definitely head towards the MMA for all fighters, for all people who like the combative sport. So, man, they got to get it together. And people like Eddie Hearns is not doing this sport of boxing any service. He's doing it a disservice. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get the Eddie Hearns out. We got to take the Errol Spence's route to where you doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for now, man. I just wanted to give my thoughts and my opinion on how I feel like the sport of boxing is basically being destroyed almost single-handedly by Eddie Hearn, because he's not doing anybody a service. He's actually he's not doing none of the stuff that he said he was. Just like he has Danny Jacobs, and he hasn't made him a star. He had other fighters, none of them are stars, and they really don't need him. So I hope that they basically come to some type of understanding that is the case, that they don't need him, and move on and take on the big fights, bring the sport back. But yeah, like I said, that's all I really have for now. Please like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below if you have anything that you would like me to discuss. Please leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll get back to you accordingly. And that's all I got for now. I'm out.